Alameda. And our student athletes are Jesse Warren, Sydney Sherrill, postseason Anna Shilnut, Zoe Casas, Elizabeth Mason, and Megan King. Coach, we've talked all week about learning from mistakes, learning from failure, and improving and getting better, and you guys have certainly exhibited that this year. What did you guys as a staff learn from 2014 and 2016?
Yeah. I first want to congratulate the University of Washington on an amazing season. I've known Heather Tarr for a long time and all those alumni, and it's been awesome growing the game with her. And so now I get emotional the whole time. I've been like this rock. I was so proud of myself. But anyways, I love that program, what they stand for. So it was again an honor to play such a great team. So now as for our program, every time we come here to this stage, we learn a lot. We've done it different ways, right? We came up in 14 and we themed travel in cowboy boots and went home in our cowboy boots. It was horrible. We weren't even here. We didn't really know. It was it was an experience, right? 16, we come here. We're ready to go, fired up. We tie a record with 7 errors in a game, so we did different. So that's one thing, right? You always got to do it a little bit differently and learn. And we came back and we made a pretty good run. We just ran out of time. This year we had the lead, and then we blew the lead. And so, again, a little bit different. But we learned how to fight from the ACC tournament on. And, I give credit to the team and the girls, because as much as that comes from our culture and our coaching staff, they have to buy in, and they're the ones that have to implement it. So all these girls to the right, the girls that are on the bus heading home right now, they're the ones that made this happen. And our lesson from last year, from Team 34, was to have a little more fun. Last year's team was amazing, and we did everything right, but we forgot to celebrate the little things. So this year we celebrated everything, and we had a blast with it, and I'm so proud of them, and I'm thankful for the lessons I learned from every team to be able to move them forward.
Questions for Coach of the student athletes, please.
Jerry Lee Willard Jr., the College Sports Report. Coach, you just mentioned a couple of things, and it seems like over the time that you all first made the trip to now, the conference got better because you all got better, and it made your competition on a weekly basis better. Talk about the journey through the conference this season, conference tournament, and then going through the regional, and then tonight.
Yeah. We try to be very aggressive with our conference schedule, or our pre-conference schedule. The really cool thing about the ACC right now is we've done a great job being very successful, and we have that bullseye on our back. So it does put a little pressure on the team to go in there and win, because everybody wants to beat us. So it's a different style of pressure, but it's one that we get to really identify and talk about and try to be the better team and win the series. So we've made sure as a coaching staff to sit down and really talk about how we can make it challenges and make sure our team responds from the challenges. So early on this season, Travis put together a schedule that really challenged us, and we had a young group in a sense of leadership, and we made some huge adjustments all season long. And I honestly, everyone kind of asked, what's the secret ingredient? I don't know. We got better every single game. Even here, we got better every single game. And, again, that goes to the team. So there's what we give them, but it's our program, their team, and they just ran with it.
Marinang is behind the plate. Coach, Lacey Waldrop, Jessica Burrows, Megan King, Kylie Hansen. Talk about these pitchers, and then after that, Megan, if you can talk about what you learned from Burrows and Waldrop.
So the pitching staff throughout the years, just been very fortunate that I've had very selfless pitchers, and our philosophy in the bullpen is we're there to pitch for the team. It doesn't matter what the score is, what the situation is. Our job is to pitch, and we can't ride the highs and lows, and we got to go out and pitch by pitch, be able to compete for the team, and get back in the dugout and let the hitters do what they need to do. And they buy into that, and they don't get emotional with it. We're a staff. We work as a staff. Yes, Megan got these games here, but Kylie was huge for us through the season. We would not be here without Kylie. Cass came in big moments. The staff is where it's going now too, and we're so lucky that our upperclassmen pitchers tell the stories of how they got to where they're at. And I think for Kylie, what a tremendous year for her. She was a freshman and a senior at the same time, and that's really hard to balance and want to be at the World Series and want to win it. And Megan's learned so much from her experiences, and Jess, and Kylie had to learn that in a short amount of time, and they've been tremendous.
Megan?
JB and Lacey. So they are just absolutely incredible people. And JB you just said her name and I got emotional, but I mean, she completely took me under her wing day one. Redshirting was tough, but she was there every single day. And I'm so lucky to have played with her. Sorry, I don't know. She's like my best friend. But she's taught me so much, and I wish she could be here. And I wish we could have done it for her last year. But I'm so glad we did it for this program today.
Kurt?
Jesse, Kurt Weiler, Tallahassee Democrats. Sorry, Jesse. I mean, this is a moment I'm sure you fantasized about. I mean, a million times is leaving kind of on top. I mean, what has Florida State meant to you, and what does it mean to kind of leave this program, have your last game be, the school's first national championship?
Yeah, I think that's every senior's dream, is to leave college with a W, end their season with a W, and that was one of the goals. And I'm so proud of this team, and this university has done so much for me. This coaching staff has taken me under their belt as their own child. I can't even talk. I came into this program as a kid. And I'm leaving a strong woman. And I wouldn't have wanted it any other way, because this coaching staff cares for you as a person and not just a player. And you leave this program so much better than you came into this program. And they prepare you for life, and I'm so happy that I chose Florida State. And I said it before, and I'll say it again, I'll bleed garnet and gold until the day I die. I love Florida State. Go Noles.
Ira Schofield, WarChant.com. First of all, congratulations. Coach, could you talk about the decision to go with Megan? And then also, what did you guys talk about after the top of the first?
We can't repeat it, can we?
That's what we talked about.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. Honestly, Megan was a good matchup. She threw really well in the game. She's gritty. She's been there before. In reality, our Travis and Craig do a great job with the hitters, and so the more information we can gather on the pitchers that we see, we could put that into Game 3, and then Kylie would be something completely new to them if we got to Game 3. And so if we, kind of tipped our hand a little bit, had Kylie go Game 2, then they'd have all the information on both our pitchers for Game 3. So, and Kylie would have been a good matchup for them too. It's just that the lefty-lefty matchup was big, and Kinger's gritty. She feeds the defense, which they take pride in that, and she was. She's the one that, we gave the ball to, and we had all the pitchers ready to go, so it was good. As for the inning, no, I really came out and, I tried to look around, because I tell them all the time, look around, take in the atmosphere. It's big. It's a big stage. I'm not going to pretend we've ever been in that stage. But, you eye it up, and so you kind of look around, walk in there with a big smile and be like, hey, we're the cardiac kids. We need to be down by 3 in order to perform. Like, this is so much fun, right? Like, we're right where we want to be. And then all of a sudden, they all kind of laughed. I'm like, we're going to hit. We're going to score. And thank God, postseason Anna did. And then, and then there we are. But I think, today we had downtime, and social media was amazing, and the people flying in, awesome for us. And all of a sudden we're like, oh gosh, everyone's coming for us, and you feel that, and then we're throwing balls all over the place, and it's just a little out of whack for us. And Anna's swing put us right where we needed to be. We were loose and having fun, and that was it.
Down in front.
Ari Masudi, Seminoles.com. She mentioned Lacey, and she's mentioned JB. Both of those pitchers had moments in their careers where they turned the light on, and it completely went from very good pitcher to elite pitcher. Mm-hmm. At what point did you see that from Megan this year? She's been great for you all year, but then turn it into maybe the best pitcher in college softball over the last 3 or 4 games.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool, huh, Megan?
Super cool, Coach.
When did I see it, Megan? I mean, it's always been there. It's always been there. The biggest thing, I think, honestly, to be very honest, is when Megan and Kylie started to figure out how to work together as a staff, and we've talked about that. It was hard for them in the beginning, And Megan's competitive and Kylie's competitive, and we've been very honest with that. And I think when they realize, like, we're the 1-1 punch. Like, we've got to get this done for the team. And the maturity on their part, I think so. It's not so much pitching in a game. It's when her maturity as a person showed up and her responsibility of what she needs to do. And I've seen that in her big time in the last month, probably.
Tim Linnefeld, Seminoles.com. Sydney, lots been made of your decision to leave home and come to Florida State and everything that went into that. To have that decision, I guess, not that it needed validated, but to do this in your first year and know that decision paid off in such a huge way, just what does that feel like right now?
It feels amazing. This is a dream come true for me, and especially for my team. We knew we could do it, but we really fought this whole entire tournament and this whole season, really, and it's been so incredible, and I can't even really describe it. I'm just so happy to be here. I really am.
Jerry Lee Woodley Jr., the College Sports Report. Coach, the other day you and I talked about an everyday catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about, before I go to the catcher, talk about what it's meant and what did you see early on during the season that was the person you were going to put in the backstop?
We knew it last year. We recruited her to be our catcher. We're fortunate that we had an amazing catcher in Sid Broderick last year. And so the experience that Sid could give Anna last year has made Anna the catcher she is. But her mindset and selflessness to be the catcher and the way she receives and her relationships, like she's goofy. To be goofy, to be able to handle all the pitchers, like she's relaxed. And, and like we said, she's separated a season long of hitting and the highs and lows, and she came through huge for us at the plate today, and she did behind the plate what she always does, and I'm so proud of her because she came here for this. She loves it, and like I said before, people in the recruiting process said she'd never be a big time player because of her height and because of things, and we talked about that, and she's really capitalizing on that.
Postseason Anna, could you answer that as well, please?
It's over. It's okay. Okay. Sorry, what was the original question?
What did Coach see in you? She talks about what she saw, but you're the person in the backstop. You got to call the game every game. Whether it's lefty or righty, making adjustments, and then being able to set the defense up that's behind her.
I think being recruited, it was wild for me because obviously I'd been told by schools that I was too small to catch, and that should have put a damper on me, but it didn't. And Coach T. Will, Snyder, they all saw me past my height. Like I was small back then. I was really small. And they saw past it, and they saw that I could be more than just a big, intimidating catcher, that I actually knew what I was doing back there and that I loved it. And they liked me for what I love to do. Like, they didn't try to make me be anything that I wasn't going to be. Oh, sorry. Oh, my God, get it! Get it! Somebody get it! Somebody get it! Oh, my God!
Oh, my God, is that not perfect? That's our season. That's our season right there.
Go Knowles!
That thing was moving. Oh, that's my God. That was the biggest black button.
Sorry.
I thought you were talking about my upper button. It's fine.
All right.
I don't think so, but it
All right.
I'm confused.
All right, Kurt.
Oh my gosh.
Lonnie, I'm sure you had a vision of what this program could be when you took the job. But to get this, the gradual build, the three Women's College World Series appearances, and now to reach the pinnacle, what does it mean to have taken this program to these heights?
It's something that Travis Craig and I have been talking about for a long time. We're about growing the game, and the only way the game's going to get better is more contributors to being champions. And we wanted to show that our conference could do it, that kids that love playing the game could go to different conferences and play at high levels. And these kids took a chance on us and the dream to be here. And, people contact us because they want to play in a national championship game, and that's what we want to teach and coach. And, to be told you can only be in other conferences, and now we've come through and you can go to the ACC and you can play at different schools. And, and we're the guiding flag, we're kind of the flag bearer, I guess, for the conference. And that means so much, and it means so much for the growth of the game. And on top of that, we just really try to culture is such a big part, and loving your team is such a big part. And I think a lot of programs get caught up in the business side of it, and we try to keep it real. And it's so neat that these kids just took it to another level as a family in the last 2 weeks, and that makes us really proud.
Okay.
This question is for any of the players, and maybe particularly the ones that haven't spoken much, but what was it like having families and friends out on the field, and I guess reflecting on the journey that has taken you guys to this point? Just if you could talk about the emotions a little bit.
Start with Elizabeth, please.
It's unreal to start, and me and my family, softball has been life forever. It's always been wake up, softball. When I was in middle school, my dad used to wake me up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We'd go to the gym before class started just so I could hit balls further. And, you know, it really hit me today when I looked up and I saw my dad and my mom, and they're jumping up and down. And I'm sure every girl on the team, you know, you have that moment where all you want to do, like, you love your team, but all you want to do is see your parents. And, like, even the coaches, they're basically my parents. I was begging them to take a picture with me after the game, but I got the picture. But yeah, it's unreal to be here. I'm so thankful for this coaching staff. I'm so thankful for my parents and my sisters.
Zoe?
Yeah, it is crazy. Being from California, both my parents made the trip out here. It was great seeing them down there, and my mom like even pulled up my T-ball picture, and I was like, how do you have this? But it was crazy, like then to now. It's been such an amazing journey. And then I had family drive from Louisiana. They said through 2 tornadoes last night just to get here, and it's so great having family all over this place and just having them here supporting me. And throughout this whole journey, it's been so crazy, and I'm so thankful for my team and my second family, of course, and Coach and T-Will and Snyder. Couldn't be more thankful.
Madison Moore is the franchise sports. This is really for any of the players, but especially when you get to the 5th or the 6th inning, you guys have an 8-3 lead. Is it more of a relaxed environment out there, or is it really just a fight till the end?
Jesse, let's start with you.
I think starting in postseason, we really bought into the one-pitch mentality, and we didn't take a pitch off. And although we did have the 8-3 lead, it was still one pitch can change this game. Washington's still in this game. They still have X amount of outs. They can come back still, so we need to focus on this one pitch that's being thrown and stay in it, because the moment you let up, give them momentum, it carries away. And so I think the girls and myself did a really good job of taking those breathers when we needed those breathers and taking a step back and just soaking it all in and just having fun. But yeah, just we kept that one pitch mentality the whole tournament and this whole week.
Sydney?
Yeah, being young, I think game 1, the last inning, I was super, super excited and jumping around, and the older girls brought me in and just told me to take a breath, and that's kind of what we did every inning throughout this game was come in and take a breather and just kind of focus on that one pitch like Jesse was saying, and it really helped for me because I was so happy, and yeah, it helped.
Megan?
Yeah, I definitely, when you're eyeing up your infield and just kind of seeing what's in front of you, what the lead is, and just kind of looking at each other and saying, okay, it's time for a breath, and just kind of eyeing up and getting in and just kind of looking at each other and just embracing the moment and just embracing the lead and just kind of slowing the game down one breath at a time. So I think that really helped just kind of embrace the moment.
All right, last question.
Gosh, okay.
Well, you'll have time. Get with Scott after.
To start, like I said, Lonnie, kind of on the similar note with the families, there were a lot of alumni and people that you've coached over the years at different schools that have been here and wanted to be here for this program, this team. For you to see kind of the, I guess, memory lane or whatever the case may be from your time to all culminate in this moment, how special was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's somewhat overwhelming. Here we go. I was doing well, I know. Like, thank you. You know, like, I went to University of Oklahoma, so my teammates, when I played, my strength coach, you know, they're yelling at me like, Lonnie, we're here, we're supporting you. I'm like, holy schmoly, you know, like, that was a couple years ago. Like, it was a long time ago, you know? Like, yeah. You know, and just, you know, and Mendoza, Coach Mendoza, and she comes down, and the whole Stanford family, you know, they've been tweeting and sending, you know, messages, and the UNLV girls, and, you know, you learn so much as a coach from people. and administration and just the opportunities. And, you know, so the big thing is just to give it. You just want to give everything. And I'm just so thankful that they're still wanting to be a part of this because they know what it's all about. And so that was really, really special to have them all here and see them. And, you know, Sarah Pickering, I coached with her, and, you know, she's a Washington alum. And every inning they're over there and they're pointing at me, you know, like her and Jen, they're pointing at me. But there's this appreciation for sport. And they know how we do it and they know how they do it. And, you know, just may the best person win. And it was really cool.
All right, thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Yeah, can I just really quick? I just want to thank Stan Wilcox and Ramona. Like, I mean, our Florida State family, we roll deep. It's so cool. Vanessa, Cindy, it's been so awesome to have, you know, President Thrasher. I know he'd be here if he could, and he was on the phone right away, and, you know, he played fast pitch, so he was always in the dugout around us, and it's just so neat, just the alumni. So I just think that, and NCAA, NFCA. I know this is like but everybody was awesome here. You guys are awesome. The experience was for these kids to earn this moment and have this platform, and everyone just have such a professional, amazing moments for these girls to appreciate this. So I thank you all for that, and it was a really, really cool experience for these girls that work really hard. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Scott's in back there. He's killing the social media right now, but you can pull him away.